This episode 12 or 13.
Wait, busting out on camera, nigga. That's the point, nigga. You can smoke, nigga. I get 10 minutes, nigga.
I'm cool.
Cool on 10 minutes?
No, I'm cool. I just ate for real.
Wait, hold on. You cool on 10 minutes?
Alright, bro, let me get one. I'll be happy.
You still got them 10 minutes. What's wrong with you?
There you go.
Shout out to the Girl Scouts, nigga.
That shit was scram.
You ready, bro? Couch Vibe, episode 12. My bro, me, Troy in here. Him with a pound. We in here, goddamn. But is that B-Lines? We in here, but it's that season, nigga. He was too good for Girl Scout cookies. Maybe because they. Anyway. But we in here chopping it up. I'm gonna jump right into it because y'all don't see me, Troy, no more. I had to go, I'm gonna dig into the archives to get him out.
I'm around, man. I'm around.
Fresh off of back from Denver. How you feeling? How you feeling about the city? How you feeling about the changes of the city?
Smooth. Yeah, that shit big. It's bro.
I don't fuck with it, but you
Okay.
tell me what you
I'll
think.
make sure I can cuss on here.
Oh yeah.
Nah. I like it. It's smooth. Yeah, I like the city, bro. It's good to be back. I just had a son, so came back to be back around, friends and family, just for that help, love, and support. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm fuck with it. Cool to be back.
What area in Raleigh was you at before you left?
Creedmoor. Then off Six Forks. Then off New Bern. All three.
Oh yeah, they tearing all that shit up. None of that shit look the same.
Yeah.
I was trying to make sure that you
seen it all over there, like by my mom and them house off Buffalo, like.
Oh, they going crazy. They going crazy.
Yeah, all that. Then I seen the new apartments down New Bern past the Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
I seen the joints on the south coming down. What was that? Rock Quarry, I want to say.
Oh yeah, they tearing the whole Southeast Valley up. Oh shit. By the way, episode 12 is brought to you by Right Touch Movement, affordable movement and jump removal on the south side of Raleigh. Actually in Raleigh, period. 34 films, 360 booth, videography, photography. Hit up 34 films for that. My dog Banks behind the lens. The man with the plan. Y'all, hey, shout out to the Girl Scouts. It's that season. You did go get y'all some Girl Scout cookies, supporting the little girls and shit. But yeah, like I was saying though, it's definitely different, bro. I got them. He too good for 10 minutes too,
bro. I got one in my hand.
I'm gonna get you holding on to it. I'm gonna be good. I'm a real nigga, so I'm gonna say I'm gonna get the thin mints, bro. A lot of people don't fuck with the thin mints, but I fuck with the thin mints, bro. Them shit's just, I don't know. Them shit's just, they do something to me, bro. I can't do the like the
what's the shits?
No, what's the candy that tastes like this?
I don't know, but that's probably nasty.
Klondike.
Oh, you talking about the York?
York.
That's a bad bag.
I can't do the York, bro. And it's weird because they taste just like you.
That's a bad bag.
Nah, York. Between York and like Almond Joy.
Hey, chill, bro. My girl like Almond Joy.
B.
That's some grandma.
B.
That's a grandma snack.
That's some grandma shit. B. Come on.
Okay.
Almond Joy is insane, bro. York might be better than Almond Joy, bro.
Nah, real psycho vibes, but it's all good.
So you said so.
My granny will fuck up some Almond Joy.
Exactly. But I feel like it's a minimum. You gotta be at least like 50.
Come on. Let me ask you be real. So when she fucking those Almond Joys, you're not eating.
No.
Not biting people.
Hell no. I don't even eat candy like that unless it's like some sour punch bites, like some sour punch straws, something sour.
You do like the like gummies, like lifesaver gummies and shit like that.
Not if it ain't sour.
We tear shit like that down in this house.
Yeah, like I mean, it depends. Like if it's there, maybe, but I ain't going in the store looking for no candy or nothing like that. But see, I'll go to like my mama's house get some candy for buy some in the store or something.
Right. So I'm gonna jump from the beginning and go all the way up. I'm gonna be jumping around though. That's what the fuck I do. I want to start with. Fuck you been at, man?
Denver, man. Took a trip and I stayed out in Denver the last 2 years.
It's been 2 years?
No, really like year and 9 months. So I just be rounding up just to make it sound longer.
It has been like 2 years because I forgot it's 2023. So 21 was 2 years ago. He left right after we did the remember we did the showcase joint? Yeah, right after we did that, he swear right after that. And that was early 21 too. That was like what was it, February, March?
Yeah. I literally moved so we could finish that season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cause it was still cold outside. Remember when Rock on tore our ass up, he was taking that big ass coat off. So goddamn, yeah. How was it though? I see you back, so
it was smooth, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I definitely recommend us us Raleigh folk to get out and go visit some new places for sure. Don't limit ourselves to, just the city. Go see the world for sure. Cause Denver really gave me a different outlook on like just people. Cause it ain't like just one set. They got white, they got black, real big Latino presence out there. So a whole bunch of Mexican food, a whole bunch of Korean food, like just all the stuff that I did was like all first time stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From like going to constant basketball games, like, we from Raleigh. You gotta get to Charlotte if you want to see a game. Like I could go 10 minutes away, and like the way that I had to hook up, close friend of mine worked for the arena, I'm able to get in games free. So I'm able to, kind of really get blessed out there and like just to be independent, and then, have my first kid out there. Like it was, it was amazing for real. And we came back because, I missed the city for sure. I missed all my friends and family, and we needed the help. But had we, had little baby Asen a little bit later, we'd probably still be out there. I can't even cap to you.
Because you from Raleigh, you went to Word of God, and you went to UNCG, so you've been, you never been
Forever.
to,
You know what I'm saying? And see, the crazy thing is, funny story, coming out of college, I was dating B in college. That's my my baby mama, my girl. I was telling her, like, look, I'm playing overseas, da-da-da-da. When we done, we're living in Raleigh, and that's that. Like, I ain't want to go nowhere else. Like, you knew me. Like, it was Raleigh or nothing. Like, I ain't trying to go nowhere. Like, we can go visit some places, but, like, this is home base. Like, I don't want to see nothing else. And the whole time, she like, look, I want to go here. I want to move to Houston. I want to do this. She got family in different spots. She got family in New York and whatnot. So I'm like, no. Like, I don't want to do that. But then when my basketball career ended and, things changed and I started working, I was working in Raleigh for like a year and a half, and then it just got real like stagnant. And then I kind of got persuaded into like thinking about Denver, and things really fell into place. And like, it was really the best decision I could have made, because now, like I can say, like my son was born in Denver. You know what I'm saying? Whether we ever go back there and live again or we move somewhere else, he gonna forever be from there. So that's like just an extra thing.
Born.
About his
Hey,
life.
don't let him play with you like that.
Born
in Denver.
Right.
Come on, hey.
But you feel me? Just a cool little like fact to say about yourself.
Facts, because that's so far away. It's like a lot of people, if you
Right.
never grew up here, they've never been there. I've never been to Denver.
Right, and a lot of people haven't. But like I loved it, bro. It was cool. Like real good people out there, I say.
Yeah.
Didn't run into no BS out there. It was all straight, like just good dudes.
Cold as fuck though, right?
Yeah, but see, this the thing. Just like everybody else gets used to the weather where they at, you get used to it.
That's a fact.
So like, my first winter was tough, but like this second one was a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Like, I felt hot coming back here. Like it's like hot weather to me for real. Just because like right now in Denver it's probably like 14 degrees type of thing, and like that's on like a light day.
Yeah.
Any given day you have below 10 degrees, snowing all day, and like it don't stop. Like the workers there on the road 6, 7 a.m., 4, 5 a.m.
Nigga, we get even thought of some snow, nigga. We cancel school,
bro.
nigga.
They don't cancel. I'm talking about we had work in a blizzard. Like my girl's driving 30 minutes away in a blizzard, and like she could do it just because like the roads is clear. Like they got people doing it, all the main roads clear. So the worst part of it is getting maybe out your neighborhood. Yeah. Once you get out the neighborhood, you get onto like a main street, you good. The rest of the way.
You bought your big truck back down here?
No. So I traded in and I bought a car.
The big truck?
Yeah, truck's gone.
Well, I love that truck, bro.
Well, see, it was good for Denver because it was Denver. So like Denver had a lot of nature, had a lot of like mountains, parks. We did a whole bunch of that. So, being able to be out there on that, we was really using it at that point. But coming back home, we needed something a little bit more fuel efficient, and she needed something that was hers. And feel me, I done bought a new car before. She ain't never had that.
Because your old car is still a new car.
So I bought that new when I got it. So I've had to experience that, but I was paying for the truck, and I'm just like, I ain't really in love with it like I wanted to be. And I already got my other car that I do love, so I'm like, let me just switch it. So
you seen the truck?
Nah, I ain't seen
it. He had bought one of them big.
I had a little GMC.
Yeah, one of them big.
It was like a little mid-sized truck. It was smooth though.
Bro, I want me a big truck like that. I gotta get a pickup though.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Q. He the reason I got a truck. He
really?
used to have this Ford F-150. He let me drive it once, and I was.
Who was that player running out back in the days? Somebody had a big ass. It was a player or a student that had a big ass jacked up.
X.
That's who it was.
Xavier Carter.
I don't even know.
Big red jump.
Yeah. That's big old.
Shout out my boy X.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he had that damn. He had the trucker horn on the
I go, who the fuck?
After school, we go to the cars. Everybody walk to their car at the same time. And everybody start beeping their horn. So remind you, at the time I had that 2-door Acura. I don't even know if you remember that from way. This was before that black Honda I had.
Before the Honda?
I had a 2-door Acura. That was my first car ever. Shout out my mom and pops. They like everybody be honking their horn, it's a baby ass horn. So as you get down the line, as you get down the line, the horns just get like bigger and bigger. Then you leave with extra. He coming with the brrr, big truck sound. That shit just.
Which J5 drive in high school? He drove something crazy in high school too.
Camaro.
It was in high school. Mind y'all, this was in like 2014. Like this wasn't when motherfuckers was just like having Camaros. And now y'all little niggas now different. Like y'all doing Amiri, Balenci. But back in the day, like we was regular kids.
Nah,
like
these young boys different now.
Nah, they get crazy.
Yeah,
I'm glad I'm out of high school, nigga. I couldn't. Hey.
I still ain't wearing no Amiri. Let everybody know that.
I got my first piece of Amiri yet, nigga. Y'all, they going.
See what I got on.
They doing 3-4 pair of Balenciagas to go to school. I'm like, nigga, 800. Like
That shit on.
yeah, but I wanna now that we done touched on that, I wanna go all the way to jump right into the good stuff that everybody wanna know. Coming from being who you were, and for the people that don't know, which a lot of people are gonna know, you played with some of the best talent. I mean, at one point, well, actually, they're actually back to where they were, or at least close to being the best like high school around, not just in Raleigh, but around.
Yeah, for sure.
You done played with, I mean, some crazy names, Ralph Alkins, or was he there when you was there, or he came right after?
After.
It was in the same area. It was probably like a year or two after, or a year after. So
You're right after.
Ralph Alkins, Blake Harris, James Dickey, Jalen Harris, Jalen Fornes, Jordan Whitfield, Josh Newkirk.
I was gonna say show love to that OG team. I had Tariq Koger, rest in peace.
Tariq Koger, rest in peace.
I had Dante Reynolds on that team.
Dante Reynolds,
Rocky Moore, Jonathan Milligan, guard heavy for sure. Tajay Bailey, shout out Bass. Yeah.
At times, it's 5 guards on the floor.
Yeah,
It's just,
for sure,
bro. You was able to see, and also upper room. You was able to. He didn't see the like in the prime of it. Like when
that's
it
a
was,
whole separate
I got
story.
I got a question. Like, what the fuck was going on over there?
Hey, man.
not for real though. That's a great question actually, bro.
Ask anybody it's
Yeah.
a different story. What the fuck going on?
Look, I'm out of school now. They can't find me.
Yeah.
Nah, so basically, this the thing, bro. This the thing that I feel like a lot of people who like heard, like knew all of us, was that upper room we was doing work. I had class, I had homework, projects, the whole nine. It was school, like it was legit. We were accredited and everything, right? So from what I understand, when Rodney Purvis, number 1 player in the country, but this our guy. He's leading the way. Like your upper room is no school without him.
Wait, what was number 1 in the country?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I didn't know that.
Bro, reclassed up a grade and was still number 1.
I
Bro,
knew.
upper room was doing something. Well,
I knew he was one of the best. I never knew
one of
he
the
cracked
best
number
basketball
1.
players I've seen in person, bro. Like I don't
No,
like, bro.
but I saw.
he committed to Louisville first, like
Yeah.
young as fuck.
Yo,
Like,
that was his 10th grade year, bro.
I knew he was
freshman.
league like he, but I didn't know he was the number. He had that number 1 spot.
Number 1, bro. He
He
Gatorade
could
player of the
make
year. They put the Gatorade player of the year in upper room, bro. If I'm not mistaken, last time I was there, it was still there.
Yo, I did not know that, bro.
Like my guy was
I did not
like
know
that.
I
So
know he Gatorade player.
that means like from the get, as soon as I got to high school, because I went to East Millbrook Middle. Like I was going public school, I was supposed to be at Millbrook the whole 9, because my boys at that time, Carly Clemens and Dakota Orr, they was at Millbrook with Cam Sykes. We all played together. That was gonna be me. I was supposed to be running with them. My pop's like, look, basketball, you might need to go private if you really want to do it. I won't get in a whole bunch of interest.
Was your dad an athlete?
Nah,
I didn't
but
know.
I mean he was. So my daddy from the country, from Whiteville. He hooped all the way up into college, and he got a walk-on spot at A&T. But when he got to A&T, he had problems with his heart. He had some like a stomach surgery, so he had to stop playing or whatever. So couldn't do it. But
He had the mind though.
I had in mind. So my granddaddy coached 30 years. You feel me? So him and my dad was the foundation, like first coach, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So he told me like, look, you need to go to upper room. You might need to see some other things. So of course I looked at Ravenscroft. I don't can't pay it. So we go upper room. Ava, shout out Coach Lester, let me come. And pretty much to fast forward, when we get there, Rodney Purvis is the man, number 1. So every practice, college coaches. And I mean like the Dukes, the Carolinas at like 6 in the morning.
Well, now that y'all help me understand that he was actually the number 1, of course. Like
absolutely.
I never knew that.
This is what a lot of people don't understand too. From top to bottom, we probably had 20 kids that would have went D1.
Yeah.
Had it went, because like you had Wayman Wright, who at the time pre-injury was the best guard I had ever seen at that level, bro. I'm talking about a guy who was picking up the top guards in the country, full court, bro, like doing them easily.
Shake and
like,
bake, snap, the
you
man, the myth.
You had Keisha on the wing, bro. She was out there eating 2-way, bro, like guarding the fuck out of dudes. Like, bro, was not scoring. Like, really, out there hooping, bro, from top to bottom. Had Tariq, and this was like younger, immature Tariq, but he had the potential to get better. Like, and then off the bench you had Endless. So, anyways, Upper Room was like, unfortunately, it was the best. Like, that was my best years of high school. I'll say I had the most fun those years. Freshman year, I'm playing both JV and varsity. I'm going there with like some of the funniest dudes, Ja'Cory Earl, Jaquan Harris, James D. Gleach. That's where I met Gleach and James. Or I knew Gleach came my sophomore year, bro. That's where we got tight. That was my first time meeting Gleach.
So Gleach went Southeast Upper Room, then Word of God.
Yeah. He came to Urban for a year with us, bro. First time meeting him, he had his 5-star jersey on with the Cardinal 7s, bro. He was matching from head to toe like Gleach do. So we met there or whatever. Like, I'm talking, bro, hitters, bro. From top to bottom, bro. And we're playing everybody. We done went to Dallas playing Julius Randle. We done played Marcus Smart, Andrew Wiggins. Like, we went to go. Like, we was with it, trained to go for anyone, bro. So, like, just that whole environment, bro. And then even on the spiritual side, like, bro, chapel there, like, I believed in God. Like, fully. Like, I was fully invested into the Christian part of the academy. You know what I'm saying? It was so well ran. But, anyways, to fast forward all of that, I praised him enough. We get to Rodney. Rodney decides to go up a grade. Now, this is what I'm told. I don't know if this is fact, so nobody quote me on that. But he goes up a grade. He reclassifies up to 2012.
So he's early in 2013.
Yes. And when he does that, NCAA is like, all right, cool, whatever, because he took summer classes. They were accredited or whatever. And then they were like, but everybody else, we need to see like some work, so we got under investigation. Upper Room was put under investigation or whatever. They come in, and basically from what I was told was they needed to see like lessons plans, proof of tests, report cards, like things of that nature. Apparently, Upper Room won't make no copies, type of thing. So they didn't have anything to show. So then my parents, they get letters and stuff from the clearinghouse, NCAA clearinghouse, for those who are getting eligible for scholarships. Y'all know what that is.
It's called the NCAA Eligibility Center now. That's what he said.
They might have changed my fault. It was clearinghouse back in the day. So
we sound like some ancient ass niggas, bro. Crazy.
But I mean, you gotta think though. This is like 2013, 2014 when I'm dealing with this. So like. That's a long time ago. That was about 10 years ago.
Yeah, but when you was talking about the letters you was getting, that was more than that because you was only, a sophomore then?
Yeah, but it wasn't letters from Kai. It was letters from the NCAA because I was trying to get clear. So I'm reaching out to them like, what can I do? What should I be doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was a long time ago.
So they asked us, like, do we have the work? Mm-hmm. So I'm in my, attic trying to find work, but you know how we are as kids. We throwing it out in here. Once I get my report card, that's all it
goes in the trash.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and, everybody was like that. So instantly, they deemed every course from Upper Room ineligible.
So hold on. So let me get this straight. So it was that simple. Wasn't it making it seem like it was something like, oh, they doing like.
Now, granted, it could have been.
Motherfuckers doing work.
No, I'm saying from our perspective at Southeast, people was making it seem like they wasn't doing no work, and they
and that's why I said that at the beginning because that's what I would hear all the time. But people don't. They weren't on the inside dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? But yes, I was on legit work, bro. This is the craziest thing. I ain't gonna say her name because I don't know where she is in life right now. But I had a teacher at Upper Room who taught me at Word of God.
Yeah.
And the course that she taught me at Word of God counted towards my college transcript, and the course she taught me at Upper Room didn't. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Same teacher, same curriculum, same type of information, same subject. But from what school? Come on, bro. I was an A/B honor roll student all high school, and I did work. I mean, I wouldn't have came out of college if I didn't. Think about that. If we really was not taking courses, how would I graduate from a D1 institution like I did, bro? All of us did. Like, there was nobody who didn't make it, but everybody had to take longer routes because then this is where it got tricky. I transferred now. After my 10th grade year, I transferred across town or up the road to Word of God. And now I'm like, all right, what do I do to get cleared? I know, all right, my eligibility is kind of up in the air. Yeah. What do I do to get cleared? And unfortunately, Word of God went through those series of principal changes every year. So every year, a principal is telling me something different. Mm-hmm. Now that I know what I know, all I had to do was retake the classes that I missed at Upper Room. In the summertime, I would have been fine.
Because you reclassed, so now you're only really in 10th grade, so you only got.
I would have had time, but I would have had to take it in the summer because it wasn't enough time at where the way Word of God did its schedule. Yeah. But I could have did it. It would have been a slight little. Exactly. It would have been a slight little extra, a couple $100 in the summer to pay for the class, and it would have been good. It would have been fine. It's the same way people get their GED. Mm-hmm. So I could have did that and been fine, and none of the principals knew to tell us to do that until it was absolutely too late. Yeah. So I get through Word of God, and then when I first get to Word of God, I'm a sophomore, you know, and then I start moving on. And by junior year, senior year, it kind of settled in. Upper Room really messed me up. Like I hate to say it, but they fucked me when it came to recruiting. Cause
hold on, I want to pause you just because of where you at in the story. So this whole time when we watching you go crazy, you ain't in the back of your mind thinking like, yo, I know, like I might not even be able to.
Oh, absolutely, yeah,
Dang.
for sure. Like because you got to remember, out of everybody, and this is a stat that not a lot of people know. Out of everybody that went to Upper Room for either the year I was there or the year before, if they did high school at Upper Room,
Yeah.
they did not go D1 and play right away. They either went JUCO, D2 or D3 in AIA, or they went to a D1 and sat.
Yeah.
Other than Rodney Purvis at NC State, after the whole free Rodney thing and me. And the only reason that I got clear is because I had a coach who, I'll praise him in a few, who went the extra mile for me and got me cleared freshman year. But I didn't get cleared until my third game.
I remember that.
You know what I mean? So like, yes, the entire time I'm playing at Word of God from that point, from that sophomore year on, college is like, I don't know if I can even go D1 no matter how good I got.
Yeah.
Just because of what
well, this should be clear. You knew you could go. You just wouldn't be able to play your first year. Like,
but at the time, I didn't know that. Because I didn't even know about like red shirting and stuff like that. I didn't even know it could happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I wasn't even thinking like that. I'm just thinking like, it's now or never. It's either this or JUCO. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't really trying to go D2 or D3. I knew that, you know, I wanted to go higher than that. So I had JUCO's calling. I mean, that was, like, I had JUCO offers, for sure. Like, I debated between D1 and JUCO. For sure, I had some of the best ones, but it just, you know, it worked out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's what happened at Upper Room.
Dang, I never, bro. Y'all just gave me so much information. Why the fuck you didn't think about going to Upper Room? That shit in your backyard, bro.
Bro, I ain't had no money. We was broke. We was broke.
Shout out to Pastor Wooten, man. He was out there helping us with the scholarship.
Y'all knew, if the only reason why I said that is because if y'all knew how close, I'm thinking about where they said, I'm like, bro, that shit Hollywood. Hey, that shit.
Right there out on the village.
You can walk to Southeast too, nigga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
Go ahead, nigga.
Cause once you pass that, cause it's so where Southeast is at. I live across Rock Quarry, but Lions live over there past the Peach Roadside. That's where it's at. It's like I'm like, bro, Lions right
Like, you stayed in Granite Ridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
you know about Granny Ridge,
bad
nigga?
situation.
What you know about Granny
That's
Ridge,
my
nigga?
stomping ground. Y'all were little niggas.
You said what?
Y'all were little niggas over there. I was.
You was out there?
Yeah.
Who you know from out there?
Will Cofield. He passed away.
I don't know.
He might be on.
Ike. Tanika Cofield. I know the Cofields.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Shout out to Kofi.
Shout out to the Cofields. What you talking about?
Hey, look, everybody used to be out there. EJ used to be out there. You know EJ?
NCAA coach. UNCG.
I live when you service the neighborhood, you make that first left. I lived in that like third house right there. Yeah, I live right there. That's crazy, bro.
Basically, I don't know if you heard my question.
What was it?
He asked me what Wes did for me at UNCG.
But we haven't got to UNCG yet, bro.
Yeah, I know bro got his schedule. That's why I was like, let me not
How
even
you
get
about to skip word?
let me not even get into it till you feel me.
Yeah, I'm saying, but
He saved you, but it's alright.
we got. Yeah, you're right. My fault.
Nah,
Tell
my
what made
question
you
is
work.
my question is, how the hell was y'all going, like, because I know at one point y'all stopped at 7th grade, then when Ronnie went to 8th grade, y'all started doing 8th grade and shit.
Yeah,
like
we was
that.
built. So, so I kind of
That
left that.
shit-
I left that out. So
Yeah.
pretty much every year they were building a grade, and that was acceptable upon NCAA.
But that's the thing. They was making it seem like that they was making some shit up, but you can do that now.
Nah, because that's how schools build. Because off the rip,
Roseville did it. Remember?
if
Roseville
you
it
just
started at
open
10th
up a
grade,
school and you say, oh well, we got K through 12, you just think you're just gonna randomly have high schoolers? Like, no, you got to get some young and then build them up. Roseville did the same thing on a public level. So we were doing that, and that's why the NCAA investigated, because we were going one a year, and then all of a sudden we had a jump a grade, because that next year Rodney was supposed to be a junior. And instead he reclassed up, and now he was a senior. And then we brought in like 2 or 3 other seniors. We had
and built around. Yeah,
you know,
that shit makes so much sense.
but
though,
see,
man.
and this the real messed up part about it. The other 2 seniors, right? It was 2 of them. I ain't gonna name names. They graduated from Word of God, just like from Upper Room, just like everybody else. That was the first graduating class.
Yeah.
And got accepted into regular school with no problem.
Did they play basketball?
No,
Oh.
regular students.
Yeah.
So in our mind, we're like, how can the admissions department let in a regular student? If we're talking academics and eligibility, if we're talking our education, how can you let these courses count for a regular class, but just because somebody plays basketball, you're saying...
Bro, that's a good point, bro. I never thought
You
about
know
that,
what I mean?
because even the fact that you even was in school at UNCG, you should be able to play. That makes no sense.
So it was
Damn,
just
I never thought about it
real...
like that.
It was just a whole bunch of miscommunications from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I wish that NCAA and Upper Room and all parties involved would have designated a group of people to solve it, and then let everyone know how to solve it. Because this didn't just affect me. I can name you at least 20 kids that were like D1, D2 potential, and probably stopped hooping or shifted their career focus because of what happened in the room.
Wow.
And it's like guys that like, bro, could have been way better than me. Like way more athletic, way more better. They had the same determination. Like I got my original, like, I feel like that's where I learned how to grind. Because when I first got there, like, bro, I'm guarding Wayman, I'm guarding Tajay, and they busting my ass every day. Like, I got put on varsity my freshman year, so I'm guarding Buck, #1 player in the country, on a daily basis. Yeah. So I had to toughen up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was no running from that. Yeah. I had to face that every single day. So when I went through that, it's like, I grinded with a lot of these dudes to see, like, yeah, they was putting in enough work. They definitely would have made it. Had we had a full chance, a fighting chance to get recruited and all of that, and, like, if I'm not mistaken, I ain't going to say no specific colleges, but, like, they was having motion. Like, Wayman and them, Keisha and them, like, yeah, they was having their way for a while. But then all of it happened, you know what I'm saying? And it really screwed a lot of people's potential. And, I mean, you know, everybody went their way, and it's, you know, the way God meant for us to go. It was meant for it to happen. But if it didn't, I feel like a lot of kids, a lot of cats would have definitely went a different way for real.
Yeah. So let's jump to Word of God now. Now you're at Word of God, and you are a sophomore. You're a reclass sophomore now, right? Or you?
Yeah, I reclassed.
So this is the year. This is Josh Newkirk's senior year.
Yep.
And it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's insane at this point. Like,
shout out to Josh.
Shout out to Josh Newkirk. I just talked to him actually. He we gonna do a we working.
You gotta get him on here.
Yeah, he actually shout out to Josh for real, because he is somebody who that's a real stand up dude.
Stand up dude.
That's a real stand up dude. Like he even, like, we were supposed to even do it like over the break, but I was just on some, like, you know, like, I'm not thinking like his schedule, like he's here and he's gone, so you gotta catch him. But he's been supporting, he's
pro,
been,
you know what I'm saying, he's pro.
Yeah, so shout out to Josh, because I really appreciate, like, real stand up dude.
Nah, no cap, because he come Yellow Lions when the gym open. I want to come play with the kids.
Yeah, he hooped with us on our summer league team.
A lot of niggas don't do that. Bro.
Yeah, especially not at his level.
That's what's so impressive to me. Like so funny story about Josh. I actually met Josh when I was like 12. Yeah. Like, we went to the Phenom camp together, one of Rick Lewis joints in Winston or something. Yeah. And he on my team, this was like right when I was playing with like the bigger kids, right? And he's showing out. He in probably like 9th, 10th grade. I think he had just transferred to Word of God, so it was a whole bunch of scouts.
And they had our JV over there.
At our thing, you know what I'm saying?
They had one JV at Southeast, by the way. I tried to throw that in.
Yeah. I ain't gonna say nothing bad about Big.
It's crazy.
I ain't gonna say nothing bad about Big. But you know what I'm saying? He was the man on my team pretty much. So I'm playing, and like the whole camp, I'm having an ass camp. Like I am not, because at the time, like, I was just really turning over to a PG. I was a shooter before that. All I could do was shoot type shit. I was fat, shoot it. That was it. And my coach DeShannon Morris, shout out to him. He coaches Grace Christian now. Mm-hmm. He turned me to a PG. Said, "Look, like, you got to do it if you want to be, you know, who you want to be."
That's bro. Actually, bro, when you think about it, that's a big turning point of, like.
Oh, absolutely.
Bro, that takes
my career.
Yeah, that takes you from.
Because there is no 6'2" guard.
That takes you from,
you know what I mean?
From St. Aug to UNCG.
For sure,
like that one. That's what, remember we were talking about, saying like, as players at school, y'all gotta move a position over, or you know, because that's can facts.
Yeah, I'm glad we talking about. I told B before, I said this episode can be a lot of giving thanks for sure, because that was a huge move for sure. Looking back on
that's
it,
what we about, giving flowers
and see, remind you, I had Cam Sykes as my point guard. Yeah. All grown up, you know, we played AAU for like 2-3 years together.
Where he ended up at?
He went to Wakefield.
Yeah. So he was at Millbrook at first?
Yeah, he was at Millbrook at first. Then he ended up transferring to Wakefield. But another dude who I feel like just wrong opportunity, or like, you know, because I'm talking about back in the day when we was little, like, best guard I played with, like, fast, can't rip him, handles for days.
In high school, like, he was cold. He was a little flashy, you know, with the ball. But I always wondered, like, why because I don't know him, but like personally, but I always wondered why he never. Like,
I just feel like missed opportunities, you know what I'm saying? Like, just not always the right decisions.
And then emergence of JUCO, our age kind of, I got the tail end of it because I went to school late. My fault, baby. But it wasn't really that, like, no, it was kind of unknown. Yeah. I think people was looking at it like, like prep school or like
Yeah,
boarding school.
that's how I looked at it.
When you
before
thought
I
about
went,
it,
Yeah.
But
So-
I was like,
And I
fuck it,
mean,
gotta play.
essentially, it's low key what it is. For real.
No, but they don't look at it like, no, this is college. This is my freshman and sophomore year in college.
Yeah,
like, you
that's
know,
true. That's true.
They look at it like, oh, this is boarding school.
Yeah.
You know, like no, you're starting your college career and you get offers. It's like another chance at what you didn't get in high school, but also you're moving forward
Yeah,
towards college.
facts,
So
facts.
you know, niggas that don't have grades, they thought, oh, I
Yeah.
can't play.
Yeah.
But no, you go to JUCO, you automatically eligible,
Facts.
and you know. So
But yeah, but that's how that went, you know. So I had Cam at first. So I was content on being like a shooter. Like Cam passed me the rock, you know, the driving kick when you little. I was just a shooter on the
Yeah.
team. I hit big shots. That's what it was. So, but when I transitioned over to that, like I feel like that was the turning point. Like, all right, now I can.
yeah,
I could see like, okay, now I think I can play college. I can do this for real.
Mhm.
Like at first it was fun, you know, but I won't think about it at 12 and 13 and 14. But when I really 12 and 13, when I turned 14 and then I went to upper room, that's my freshman year. That's when I'm like, okay, yeah, I think I can go to college off this. I think I can get it right.
you know it's crazy, bro. Believe it or not, the way your game was a big inspiration, like to me, because like you ain't the most athletic. All right, you're not athletic. You don't have athletic bone in your body. Like, you know, that's probably what it is. He's not athletic at all. Like, you know.
I was athletic enough.
So no, you wasn't. Look. But you use what you had, which was your gift of shooting, and then you honed your craft to be able to revolve what you needed to get done at the point guard position at that level, using your shooting as a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
See, me coming up, I was just a freak athlete, and I had a lot of other stuff I had to work on. So I would look at because it's essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
Because you gotta be able to maneuver. A lot of other kids don't know that. They think they're gonna just shoot their way into being D1 or jump their way to be D1, but
Right.
they gotta understand is the court's 94 feet. You're not gonna jump 94. You know, you gotta.
Right.
So I would just see like different things you'll be doing to get out of like situations. Like for example, like one thing you used to like, I used to watch was like the spin. Like you use that to get out of like different situations, or just because you can't. You know, when you get around good defenders, you gotta have real things to get out of, like, So that was like a big thing for me when I was watching, because when you was at UNCG, I want to say I was in Iowa, and that was probably at that point the highest level of basketball I had seen, and it like helped me, like, because it's like if you just an athlete and this person they got no athleticism and they use it, it makes you look at it differently,
sure.
versus looking at players that got it all figured out already. It's kind of hard to figure it out. So that was like a big thing of like,
Yeah.
So.
Well, I appreciate that, first off. But yeah, I mean, it's always like that, and I feel like I got blessed with some of the decisions that I made. I credit a lot of my decisions in high school to my dad, because he was really running the ship. Like anything that came from like AAU, high school, whatever, ran through him. Like I didn't make a lot of the decisions just because he had planned. So it went to him. But through that, like I would just notice it, because just because like teams could jump don't mean they nice. You know what I'm saying? Like just because you windmill, like
It's only 2 points.
I'm standing in front of you when you in the like game. You got
2
James
points.
Dickey down there. You know what I'm saying? Like
2 points, bro.
you can't you can't fake the funk. And the one thing that I know compared to everybody else is that I know I was working hard.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna say that I was working harder than anybody else, because I don't know what everybody else was on, but I know I was on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm doing 2 days in high school.
Yeah.
Type of thing. I'm hungry. Like I'm calling our janitor at Word of God. Me and James every morning 5 o'clock. Shout out to O coming in training us, shooting on the gun the other side. Shout out to Mr. Sasson for buying us the gun at Word of God.
Yeah.
Like every morning. Like you couldn't tell me I ain't wanna be like that. So when I made the strides I made, and when I, was lucky enough to have some of the years I had, those last 2 years of Word of God, I wasn't surprised. And that's why I was so cocky about it. And that's why it was just it hit everybody different, I feel like, because everybody else ain't expect that. Because of what you just said, I'm not coming to the lane punching it like my 2 guards up to my 5 is doing. But I'm the one throwing the oop. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't on the floor, who throwing it? Like it's just everybody else trying to dunk. You know what I mean? So it's just I felt like I was able to be a cohesiveness to the teams I played on in high school, but I also was able to take on that leadership role, and I gained the respect from my teammates because they saw the work I put in. Like it won't no fake. Like this just randomly happened. Like. Nah, I was in the gym, like putting it in at the Y every morning, spending the whole summer at the Y every single day.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking 2 a days my entire senior year. So when I got to UNCG and Coach West like, look, if you don't work out, you can't come here. I'm like, bro, that's music to my ears.
Yeah.
Like,
and I want to do it for some foreshadowing, because we about to get into those great 2 years of college, because that part right there that you're saying, that you just mentioned, a lot of the intangibles and the work ethic. that ended up being what. Because when me and Lines and Dave like to talk about with these kids is you can be great at something, but honestly, you might not be. Like, so what I'm trying to get at is what you ended up working on and having intangibles for ended up being what made you great way later down the line. Yeah. Even down to like, having these years we're talking about in high school, your junior and senior year, you might go to UCG and you might not be the scorer. No, but you need to be able to score enough to where you need to be able to knock down shots. Sure. But you jump back to when you was playing on seasons.
I say that because that's gonna be some good bump to talk about at the end. Because I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be some very high level stuff I'm gonna tell people.
And I watched it.
Coach West.
I watched it, bro.
All I feel like I got a mind of basketball, even though I ain't playing no more and I ain't coaching at the moment. More than like a lot of older cats ahead of me because of Coach West Miller. Like I haven't and let me not even forget the rest of my staff, like Coach Roberts, Coach Morgan, Coach Gray, who helped recruit me, Coach Manuel, Coach Jackie. I had a long list of star-studded coaches who just sucked all the effort and energy out of me and then replenished it with just straight wisdom in basketball, bro. So I feel like my knowledge on it is a lot further than a lot of people who think they know what they talking about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's why I'm taking my time when it comes to what I want to do now with basketball, just because I got a son now. So I don't know whether, if he like me, he gonna be like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's do I invest in him? Do I want to get back into coaching? But I know when I do, it's going to be the right move. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just because I got when we get to talking about UNCG, I can talk about the sacrifices then.
Yeah, and now that he said that, this was an important interview because I knew that, a lot of the stuff you did as far as the way that you developed inspired me as a player. But now that I think about it, a lot of that stuff that we were just talking about that we hinted at, that changed a lot of stuff for me too. I realized just because you can do something at a certain level, sometimes it's just used as one small tool and what your actual purpose is gonna be.
Absolutely.
It was a point last year I was playing with the Triangle Pacers, right? And they telling me we gonna and shout out to them for that because we had a thing where I started fucking with them. But one thing that they did help me with was they was we gotta move you over to the one. And I was nervous about playing the one because that wasn't really my thing. But the way I thought about it was, if you got to use what you're great at to help you get this mission accomplished, which is holding offense down, winning games, you feel me? Shit like that. So then we had me and Lons had a rough summer last year, but I was just, chopping things up and just, trying different new shit. And actually, when you think about it, you got to be open to what you destined to be, not what you think. I'm used to doing this. I'm over here used to just dunking.
I mean, it take a real man to be able to put aside your baggage. That's what we used to call it, baggage. Yeah. Put aside your pride, ego, extra drama, bullshit. Put all that aside. Put your baggage aside, and just accept whatever your role is. Whatever's for the best betterment of the team. You know what I'm saying? So whatever's for the betterment of the team, that's what you do. Yeah. And it take real men to do that. You know what I'm saying? So
hope y'all listening too, y'all kids.
I commend you, and definitely kids know your role, bro. It's okay to be a role player. It's okay because I'll tell you this, as a person who stands on winning, I win everywhere I go, but everyone eats when you win by far.
And it doesn't go unnoticed.
From top to bottom. I mean, from towel boys all the way up to the head coach. Everyone eats when you win. We'll talk about that too.
Yeah, it doesn't go unnoticed. I found that out too. It doesn't go unnoticed. Nope. So just for an example purpose, I was always somebody who I wanted to get to the basket. So my coach at Central Carolina, he explained to me okay, look, you're the most athletic player probably I've ever had. Yeah. So, but the difference is your mind. You're gonna have to, instead of just trying to blow by everybody and dunk or lay the ball up, he said, why don't you use that gift to blow by everybody, draw on everybody, and kick it and get the shooter open. So then when he said that, I said, okay, because it's hard. It's help. You're not. It's not happening. Let's just be real. You're gonna have to pick your spots. Sure. So you say, okay, let me try this.
For sure.
And then you can just do it. Because you driving so hard, they're gonna help or not, you're gonna get a layup. Yeah. So after a while, I said, okay, I added that to the arsenal. Okay, now my thing when I come down is I'm just trying to drive and kick. I ain't even eventually it stopped helping. Now but that's a part of it, But that's I just wanted to give you your flowers for that because that's a lot of the stuff you do and have done inspired me. But it all stemmed back from I want to jump all the way back. Oh no, this is we still in junior year, so this is not jumping back. But we had talked when you was at UNCG, and you was just dropping so much knowledge, and we were so young.
Yeah.
And I had never heard, a person drop so much. Now I'm just like, bro,
And
like,
yeah, that's what it was.
So even how you handled the whole, and we won't get into that, the whole ineligible possibly thing when you was there was just like so.
You talking about that with God.
Yeah. So then you have you go into your junior year. You had a great junior year, and it seems like it all just clicked at that point. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna rewind you too. We're gonna jump back to December of my sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
So remind you, shout out to Jalen Forrest and Jordan Whitfield, two of my best friends. Love them boys to death. Do anything for them. They come to Word of God, right? So when I get there, I'm a sophomore. Glaxo and James transferred first. I was the last one to transfer. I transferred like a week or two after them, right? So I come in and it's like about to be preseason. So it's like tryouts and team, like soon as I get there, type of thing. So I get in there.
Wait, so
Where y'all tried out?
Yeah.
Full
tryout. Yeah, for sure. I mean, now I already knew I had a spot because Coach Q called my dad and told
It's like
me.
college. It's like
We had a
college. You
spot.
know who got team, but some people.
Yeah, some people. I mean, we held a tryout
Okay.
for those because the football players played. Word of God at the time was a powerhouse football. Like we won back to back to back.
Who like 2-on-2?
7.
He said
Chill on them. Because my boys.
Y'all playing one.
My
Shout out
boys-
Field, shout out Jason Field, shout out
Big
Josh
Josh.
Field.
Yeah.
Shout out all them boys. I just seen Jason Field at Boot Line when I was in New
Yeah, that's my guy. I love Jay.
So how many people will be at tryouts?
I mean,
Not that many people at school though.
it
I know,
just
that's what I'm
it
saying.
depends.
That's what I'm
So like sometimes I remember like one year we did like one tryout for basketball and then we had one with football too.
Yeah.
But the tryout is mainly for like JV. I'll be real, because
Okay.
but most of
Makes
the time
sense,
varsity we already know who we're
Yeah,
going.
'cause
What's
not
what.
many
So
people at
ain't nobody gonna be dumb enough to be like, oh, can I try for varsity unless you know you're gonna get on. So it was mostly for me, but I got put on JV. Now remind you, from upper room, I did my freshman year JV and varsity. So I played JV all the time, and I went to a few of the varsity games. I probably went to like 5 or 6 varsity tournaments. Then my sophomore year, I was strictly varsity. I didn't play no JV my sophomore year. I was the only sophomore on varsity. Now, after a while, I ain't even want that because like I started out the year like 6-man, and then started sitting the bench a little bit, team needs, whatever the case may be. I wasn't playing as much. I was just traveling, but that's when I got to sit behind Wayman and Bass and Brodney, and I was just watching Faquan Dunn at the time. He was our shooter. Like we had a really good squad, so I'm just sitting back, learning, chopping it up, like building relationships with them. But whole time I want to play JV. You know what I'm saying? So when I got the Word of God, although I wasn't like a main factor on the varsity of that room, I had a lot of big moments. I played in a lot of big games versus a lot of big people.
Better situation. Like the team was better.
Yeah,
'Cause I mean,
but when we got the Word of God, I'm like, okay, Coach Q is the one that called me over here. Like he the one told me to come. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm on varsity. Like it is what it is. Nope, JV. So I'm playing JV for the first like 3 months. So it's me.
What?
I'm thugging. It's me. Shout out to twins, D and Key. Glaxo and James. That was it. That was us. You know what I'm saying? That was our JV team, and we were nasty. Like beat everybody by like 100. Like Glaxo's East Band in the games, like the whole nine.
Wait, Glaxo East Band in the JV game?
I think he tried it. I feel like he missed it, but windmills every other game. James dunking on people like.
Yeah, Glaxo is crazy.
Easy. Easy.
No, Glaxo was the first.
Nah,
one of my first
underrated
friends. I say East Bay. Right?
Underrated athlete. We saw it's a.
He just got pigeon-toed, so they sleep on.
It was worse when he was younger too. That's why. And now it ain't as bad. But anyway, so we running through them, and at the time, now back to Jordan and Jalen. Jordan's an 8th grader. Jalen's a freshman.
Yeah.
They transferred in from Pamlico County in the country. They reclassed as well. Now they Word of God.
But they came together.
Yeah, because they cousins. You know what I'm saying? They cousins. So Shane Whitfield, Jordan Whitfield, and then Forrest, they all cousins. They all first cousins, family. Like blood, thicker than water type thing.
Jalen Forrest and Jordan Whitfield are first cousins.
First cousins.
And it's crazy because you look at them and you say...
You assume that. Like, you think they're brothers.
But he's over there too, so it's like, oh, they just light-skinned niggas over there. But it makes sense though.
Like, we would get that all the time, but they was just really that. So I would tell them, yeah, like, I'm related too.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
Fuck it.
And I done been all down to the county, so I done met all of their fam.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good down there too. So it's like, it's what's up. So,
Is that by
anyways,
beach?
it's like by New Bern. So kinda-ish, maybe.
Don't Pamlico County just sound like the beach? I don't know why.
Low
Palm
key.
trees.
Forrest's a beach boy, so it's like that.
It just sounds like palm.
It's like beach vibes without the beach type of thing. That's what I say. But so they come in, Coach Q put them on varsity.
Yeah.
Remind you, they not from Raleigh. They just got here. Like I'm talking fresh off the bus type of thing. Like just moved in town and they on varsity. As an 8th grader, remind you, we all sophomores. Varsity as an 8th grader and a freshman. So I'm like, all right.
Every class, so you
I'm
really
kind
could
of
have
hot.
been junior, so you really
I'm kind of hot for real.
Yeah.
Like, how you gonna take that for me? So I'm hot, whatever, da da da. Then we get to hooping that first season. They going crazy. I see it. Like
they
Jordan,
going crazy?
Bro, Jordan and Jalen was like 6-man type. Now, Coach Q had a different style of coaching back then, so Foreigns ended up kind of sitting down a little bit because of their off-court relationship, I feel like, because Foreigns don't take no bullshit. So Q was the type of dude, he wants you to just yes sir him, and Foreigns was the type of dude, he's going to ask you why, he's going to need the explanation. But for good reason, because he really is quantitative about everything he thinks about. So he's thinking about why he has to do it, and then when he figures it out, he's going to go.
Yeah.
So he ended up sitting down. Jordan was playing, though, so I don't know if y'all remember this. We go to the Glaxo. I got bumped up. He called me, say, "Me, wants you to come play in the Glaxo," and I was on varsity for the rest of the year, my sophomore year. Jordan was, like, on the all Glaxo team as an 8th grader, bro. He got his own City League hoop mixtape off of the Glaxo. And we won the Glaxo that year. Got the trophy at the guy, got our picture right there if it's still the same last time I went to the guy. Like, bro, I'm champions of the Glax, gang. Like, and this is Josh Newkirk senior year. We played Noah Vonleh in the championship. We played Isaiah, what's his name, Hicks from JF Webb. I'm talking Rodney Moore put on a master class on defense versus bro. Like, bro, I'm talking, and Jordan's eating the whole time. Like,
yeah, shout out Jordan Whitfield.
I watched it last night with Jordan, bro. Like,
that's crazy.
He got his own mix off it and everything. So
I was tugged off at these. I didn't even know, bro. I had no idea.
For real. So that tournament though, Coach put me in. I had a few highlights. I ended up on a little mix too, dropped somebody on something. So from that point on, they kept me on varsity. And slowly but surely, I started working my way up. So then me and Jordan coming off the bench. So now it's like he's 6, I'm 7th. Like I'm 6, he's 7th. We coming off together.
Yeah, Bleach and JD still on JV.
Still on JV. Now remind you, it sucked because I came with them. Like that was the whole reason I even considered Word of God, because my whole gnosis of Word of God was that it was big time. Like everybody's here, so it wasn't no space for me. I'm thinking like I'm thinking of my future now because I done did 2 years of high school already. Yeah. So that was the whole point of reclassing. So it's like if it don't work, then it's cool. And I got to my right grade anyways. I graduated at 18. I was a year ahead.
Yeah, I was already. I say that to him.
You know what I'm saying? So it didn't even seem like I reclassed when you look at all the grades and all that. So anyways, we get to going and it's like sucking because they on JV and they haven't like got moved up or nothing, and I'm on varsity. So that's when I got close to Foreigns in general. That's when we developed that bond that we got now. You know what I'm saying? So finished that out, won the Glaxo, won the Myrtle Beach tournament, and we won the state championship all that year. Yeah. And it goes overlooked because we never got our rings. You can call any one of them, Josh, Dante, Tariq, all of them.
Summer when we was playing at Word of God for the UBA, because Lamar went there too. And Lamar said, "Shit, I ain't even get no ring for that shit."
Lamar was on the team.
Yeah,
Lamar ain't playing as much because same thing with Q. Lamar, bro, jump out the gym.
But Lamar thinks y'all got y'all ring. He thought he just didn't get his ring.
No, bro, nobody got their ring.
That's some bullshit.
Because Coach Q was on something like, "Oh, well, maybe we can get watches. We want watches," but we like, no, we don't want watches. We want rings. Like that's what everybody gets, and it was such a disconnect, like I said, between the principal, Summerfield, and our coach, that it was like it fell on Q and he felt like he had to do it all. But if he was gonna do it, we had to do it his way. We couldn't do it what the team wanted. And then I've heard him like, I know, bro, because it's like I feel what he's saying. Because like for example, early sneak peek when we went to the tournament, you get watches. Like I got 2 NCAA watches, I got 3 NITs, like or 2 NITs. Like they'll give you a watch with it, but you'll also get like a ring if you win. Like I have rings as well. So it's like
you get watches, NCAA watches.
Yeah, like if you it's like a gift. Like
why did you bring that stuff?
It ain't that type of party, bro. But
I'm saying, why don't you bring that? He's the only. I mean, Dad. He's the most decorated for sure. Juke, I'm gonna get you to bring some rings. Why you should have got that stuff? I never touched a state championship ring before.
Maybe so, but I ain't got it. I would have 3 rings to my name because they owed me a Word of God ring. Because I played in the championship game. I played that entire tournament. Got off the first game. Shout out to Cam and Scott. Boy, broke the 3-point record.
We the game.
Yeah, let me look.
Shout out Cam Scott.
When I had Instagram, I double tapped that video. Shout out, let me double down on that. Cam is like that. He still hold that record, I'm pretty sure, and he saved us that game. I'm talking about like he was the spark we needed because Trinity came out on some shit. Because Trinity been our rivals, and that's of course who we played in the state championship. So but see, this is before they was on. They had starting guards before them who was cold. Like, this was when they was like 9th grade, but they came in the game, they 9th grade was killing. Like, that game in the state championship, Junior and Quay was like on their same shit they was on senior year, early though. You know what I'm saying? So we knew who they was, but I knew them because I had played them before in the upper room. I knew them because I knew them, not because they was Dennis Smith Jr. and Quay Parker yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the guys they had in front was still cold, and they was on our ass. Camp saved us, bro. And then we ended up finishing the game strong. I want to say Josh had a strong second half and led us to victory type thing. Won the state championship. Never got a ring. My mama still got a picture in the house. I'll take a pic, send it to you later. But, you know.
They got a banner up, I think. So.
Yeah, I ain't even know.
They gotta get the ring. Y'all gotta get them rings though.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
That's very important, but y'all gotta get them rings though. That's some bullshit.
It is what it is. I would have a lot more like love for the God and everything if it would have happened like that. Because I feel like they really slighted a lot of us for that. Because I mean, it was like, bro, we was ranked in the country that year too. Like we had a really, really good team, and we did a lot that year. Like type of thing. Coach Q, bro, he gave us these shirts. These black long sleeves Word of God shirts. I don't know if you remember them when I used to wear back in the day. And it would say all the like accolades on the back. So it would be like Glaxo winners, North Myrtle Beach Nationals champion. It would be like state champion, and then like conference champion because you know you got to win conference and all that too. So it just had it like listed out. And I mean, out as far as just like things to win, like tournaments and things like that, that's probably the most decorated team in Word of God's history.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? And that's Josh's senior year leading us out, you know, the way. So shout out to Josh. He was a very, very big mentor. So that was my sophomore year. So I got to really get some good experience, but I was still in the back seat, right? So then junior year come around, and summers at Word of God is always the funniest.
I gotta ask you something too. When did you transfer? Like, when did you start going to team loaded and playing?
I was just about to ask you that.
After junior year.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah.
So look, after my sophomore year, I played with RYG in the summer.
Yeah.
Reaching your goals. And
Kid played with them too, didn't he?
Yep, it was me.
Yeah, shout out Kid.
I could name it on my hand. Me, Forens, QJ, James, and Rob Brown.
Yeah.
Rob Brown was supposed to be Gleachy, but he left us for Juice with Black and them. That was when he started playing with them. Then we had my boy Vaughn off the bench. I just ran into brother the other day. And we had my boy Luke Sasser. Mm-hmm. And that was it. And then Kill. Yeah. And Kill would come in. He was our sixth man. And that's really like all that played. Kill was the only person that played off the bench type. Yeah. So we did that. And honestly, Kill was like a starter. Because anytime like one of us was on our BS with Coach Q. Because Coach Q was like relationship. Like he was an
Coach Q coached RYG too.
Yep. So, and that's why we had, again, that's why I feel like we had the type of team we had. Because we was year round with it. You know what I'm saying? So, played RYG, nasty. Played everybody, beat everybody. We won. We had like a 90% winning percentage for the entire summer. Like, it was crazy. Fun summer, for sure. Like, that was the summer. But even then, like, I had got my first offer that summer to Campbell. And I had a couple other offers when I ended that summer. And I was, like, taking it for real. But, like I said, at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. I'm only 16U. I know I got another year. So I'm still kind of, like, worried about college, but not really thinking about it just yet.
Maybe 2 years.
So that's what happened to the sophomore. So then after that, I go to school for junior year. Come at God. And that's what I was about to say. Summers at Word of God is funny because you hear rumors every day about some new person coming. So it's like,
the principal?
Nah, like players. Like it would be such and such Isaiah Todd about to transfer down, you know, or you know, somebody transferring from, you know, Raleigh Christian or like just whatever. Or it'd be like your homeboys, like, yeah, I'm about to come up there and hoop with you, bro, like and like you just sit back and like for me, it was cool because like everybody basing their decision off of like how it's gonna shake out with us. So ended up nobody came type of thing. We did a couple team camps that summer, and I'm talking about we had a team of like 16 kids. When we got back to school, it was like 10 type of thing. So like nobody ended up coming. So it was left with us, and everybody thought we was gonna have a down year. Everybody. So we get to going, we get to playing.
Makes sense though.
But for sure. So we started out as me, QJ, Forens, James, and this Brazilian dude named Felipe who we had in our score program.
Hold on. This is
junior year.
This is one of my favorite years.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Hey, nah. That year was cool. I think I like your senior year better though. I think I like your senior year. Because I'm trying to think. Because I remember it was one team that had. That's the team you're talking about, and then there's another team where it was like you, Forens, J5.
Yeah, that's senior
year.
Kids
coming off the bench.
That's senior year.
Yeah. That's how I played Trey Jefferson.
Yeah.
He had his pants sagging all the way down to his feet. I said, yo, fuck it. Hey, boy.
Shout out Trey Jefferson too, stand up dude. I get to that.
Ain't nigga come down on the couch, nigga.
So
supporting for years.
So I get a junior year. We got all these like pretty much doubters. Like I'm talking about for the first half of the season, like games not packed, like they
Is it
usually.
because y'all lost Josh?
We lost everybody. Remind you, that year we graduated like 6 seniors.
Oh.
Like so, it was like we lost our entire team type of thing. It was all brand new faces. So Coach Q was the only thing that stayed as far as coaching. So we come in and we take over and we open up. I think we played Noose first game. We had 20-20-20, me, QJ, Forens. We ended up beating them. We beat a couple other good teams. So we started to, get pretty good type of thing. And for me, junior year was very like on and off. I wasn't really him yet. Like I was just trying to feel it out because I had a lot of talent around me too. I'm taking over as point guard, so I'm learning Q. I'm trying to figure out how he want me to be, the point, whatever, because I'm the true point on this one because QJ won't really know natural one. Coach Q would try to force it, but when he did, he would, unfortunately turn the ball over sometimes, so he put me back type of thing. So I was really taking over, so that was a lot to deal with. But then about halfway through the season, we played Greenfield, at Greenfield. Now this is Jalen Harris before he came to Word of God. They had also Jamie Johnson. I think they broke this 3-point record at that school for him. Yeah. They had a couple other kids who went D1 as well. Like, good team. And we played them.
This is when you first played against J5.
Now, I don't know if I was little. Wilson Blue Devils. I don't play Breast since I was
I'm talking about like at Word of God.
At Word of God, yes. Because he was on varsity the year before. So when we played Greenfield JV, he ain't play type of thing. He was on varsity.
Oh, because you played with him on JV, okay.
Right. So, so we played them and we lose in the first half. They in our shit. They playing at home.
Is he killing?
Nah, bro was hooping. But I ended up getting 21 in the second half and winning the game like damn near single-handedly. So that was when I'm like, all right, like I think I can do more. Like I got to just start taking it on. And then very next week we go to Trinity. And I don't know what it is about Trinity, but that rivalry I feel like do something to me, or at least it did something to me back in the day. Like I always want to show out with the best games. I don't want to be one of the dudes who have 40 and we won by 40. Yeah. I want to have 40 and we won by 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm the reason we won type of thing. So we go play Trinity on the road. Funny story. This Dennis, Quay, Kalia Sykes, my boy went to UNCG with me. They had Alonzo Tyson at this time, like number one in the state type team. We was battling back and forth between them and Greenfield.
State championship rings, don't they?
For sure, they do. For sure. So the way it is at Trinity, they play at the rec center because they ain't got no real gym. Like they ain't got their own gym on campus. They play at a rec center, right? So the way it is, they got the locker room upstairs in this big like room or whatever, and then you come down these stairs straight to the court, right? That's where we at. We coming down the stairs. Usually, QJ is at front, and then it's like somebody else behind him. We run out like as a team or whatever. So we get down there, we all huddling up. Tell me why Trinity barking through. They already down there, bro. They barking at us through the door, banging on the door. Like, mind you, we can open the door type of thing. But like at the front, it was some of our players who weren't really playing as much. I ain't gonna say no names and nothing like that because I ain't shading nobody, but they won't try to open that door. You know what I'm saying? So we like, what? Like, what the fuck going on? Because me and James in the back, Forens in the back, like, they're playing. Like, we chilling, coming down the stairs, hella lollygag or whatever. We get down there, and they're like, oh, these niggas barking, like, they ain't trying to let us out, Like, really hype the situation, but they was on that type of time. Like, they was trying to really scare us before the game. So I'm like, okay. Like, if that's really what, y'all trying to be on, snap for 30, end up whooping them just like that. Yeah. So got a huge win on the road. We go to number 1 in the state type of thing. That's when like it started to click or whatever. So we get through the rest of the season. I had a couple more big games or whatever, but nothing too crazy. So then we play Trinity again at home. Had another 30 piece, but we lose by 4. Mm-hmm. Dennis snapped, Quay snapped. I ain't gonna lie, they came in and took care of business. It made me mad because we ain't lose at home like that. So we get to the fast forward some more. We get to the state championship, to the tournament or whatever. We beat the first team we played, then we played Greenfield. Mm-hmm. We in the game. Now at this point, my recruitment done picked up a little bit. My kind of scoutish, like the tweets have started to come in a little bit. So we playing, bro. We play Greenfield. We lose on some, in the Final Four, on some like last second shot shit. This nigga Jamie Johnson, shout out to bro, even though he broke my heart, bro. He ain't hit a 3 the whole game. Talking about had him clamped, like, and he's a shooter. Like, I mean, knockdown, inch of space, it's up. Like, just like me, just without all the dribble. Like, just like me, as soon as he catch, if your hand not up, it's up, and it's cash every time. Type shit. I'm talking about we did a great job, bro. Got open for the last shot, ended up hitting the 3, so we lose Final Four. Immediately after the game, I had like Clemson, I had like Wake Forest, had a couple other high majors come up to Coach Q, tell him like I want to fuck with you, meet, So recruitment started to pick up. So now junior year done. We done. We go to Myrtle Beach. We win that. That's fine, whatever. Then we go to the summer. Now, this is when it was like, all right, now I'm thinking about school, like college.
It's time to go now.
Exactly.
Like, it's time to go.
I'm thinking about like my own career, like have I overachieved, have I underachieved, like what else do I need to do to like be the type of dude I want to be or whatever.
And who do you want to be?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I made it in my mind right there, like I gotta do it myself. Like I gotta take it upon myself to be like proactive. So we get to now it's AAU time. Again, it's my last year AAU. Because I snapped when we played Trinity, we get a call from Dennis Smith Sr. Call my pops like, yo, we want to meet on Team Loaded. And I'm like, what the fuck you mean? Like, I play with RYG. Like, what you mean, like, Team Loaded? Because everybody was planning to go right back with Q type of thing because I ain't had no other AAU team.
Yeah.
I was going to fuck with United, but it was too far. So I couldn't go to Charlotte or whatever. And that was it. I wasn't good enough for CP3 or nothing like that. So, was what it was. So he like, yeah, we want you on Team Loaded. I'm like, you sure? Like, what you mean? Like, he like, look, like, I want you to play. And I'm like, but look, though, like, this is my last year at AAU. I'm not trying to come to your team and be on some sit behind junior type of thing. Like, I respect this game, but I'd rather play against him. Like, I don't want to be his shadow type of thing. And Dennis calls me and is like, no, I want you to run the point. Like, this going to be for you type of thing. So I'm thinking about it. I asked my pops, he's like, you know, I think you should do it type of thing. So instantly I'm like, all right, bet. So I was the first one. I say, all right, I'm now with Team Loaded. I'm with Team Loaded North Carolina. I told everybody.
What do you keep thinking about this?
I'm about to say it. So,
Q
Q won't fuck with it at first. He was trying to tell me, like, he basically telling me that, like, oh, you're not going to play over Dennis. You going to get overshadowed by all the other guards they get. It's going to be a number, or it's going to be like a highly touted team, so they're going to get other guards. And truthfully and honestly, the number one reason that sold me is Coach Dennis dad, Dennis Smith Sr. He told me straight up, like, look, bro, you have my word. You are going to play on this team. Like, this team is being built around you. Because he had a front row seat. He's a supporting dad who has a #1 PG in the country. Of course he's sitting front row when we play him. So, of course, he saw what I did to them both times. So, he got to see me at my absolute best, and he saw the potential. So, when he showed me that, and then when I got, like, kind of the reinforcement from Dennis Smith Jr., that he's not capping me out, like he's absolutely right, and he felt the same way. I'm like, yeah, I want to do it. So Q's like, oh, you're not gonna do it, da da da. I'm like, nah, fuck that, I'm going. So then, shortly after that, I asked Forrest. I say, yo, like, what you gonna do for AAU now that I'm out? He like, I don't know. And at the time, Forrest was like that. He had a really good sophomore year. My junior year, that was his sophomore year, and he was deciding between, I want to say CP3. Like he had some options. You know what I'm saying? And he ended up saying yes. He fucked with us. So
wait, hold on. So Loaded asked all of y'all? Or?
So it was like kind of me working some magic, but also they wanted Forrest on some shit too. So then we like, all right, you know, that's cool and all, da-da-da. So then I asked, you know, James, like, what you on? Because remind you, this time, and downfall for Gleach, he left us at this time, went to Maryland. I don't know if you remember that stint in his high school career. He went to Maryland, Capital Christian. For that year. So my junior year, we didn't have Gleach. That's why he didn't play with us, and he wasn't there for that summer, so I couldn't get bro nothing like
Gleach
that.
took a year away from
Capital Christian for a year.
I remember Gleach always going to Maryland, but I don't remember him leaving.
It was like a
he was gone for a minute. It was the same school that Kill Carr went to for a second. And they ended up shutting down shortly after bro left. Like, it was on some weird shit, but... And I never forgive him because I truly think like he missed out on, like, if he would have stayed and been there my junior year, that's when everybody else got all our college looks.
That's the year. That's your senior year, right?
Yeah, my senior.
That's the year my house got crashed into, and I spent all that time in Virginia. Yeah. I was gone. I was away. Yeah, I was. Damn.
So yeah, he left us or whatever.
Yo, I might need to get Gleach on here because that's crazy, bro. Gleach a part of some historic,
sure. Yeah,
like.
For sure.
Damn.
He got a lot to tell for his story.
Yeah.
For sure. I ain't gonna speak it for him, but. For sure. So then, you know, I asked Coach Smith, I'm like, look, like, what about James? Now, remind you, we had Isaiah Maurice, who at the time was a highly, like, I think it was like a 4-star at the time. He was committed to ODU. He ended up going to Memphis. So that'll tell you how good he is. Played for Penny type of thing. We had Iron Bennett, who went to Marshall, had a great college career. We had this other, eventually later, we had another 7-footer. Like, we had size. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
they had a whole documentary, like a whole TV show.
For sure.
I used to be tuned into that shit.
Yeah. So I asked him, I'm like, look, like, I need James type of thing. Like, he'll help us type of thing. So a lot of people don't even know this. James didn't really play like that on Loaded at first. And ended up, after all of us committed, so now it's me, Forrest, and James, Dennis, and a couple other guys. we unloaded or whatever. So now QJ and Coach Q don't got a team type of thing. So they're like, all right, well, we'll come too type of thing. So they work it out. So Coach Q is an assistant coach now, and QJ plays on the team or whatever. So as far as like us as kids, we loved it because I love QJ. Another person that I like hold really near and dear to my heart. Like we don't talk every day, but I got a lot of love for bro. He's like one of my guys. I really respect him and ain't never had problems with him.
Yeah.
I feel like his dad would get into the middle of a lot of his relationships and kind of fuck it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It was always like animosity being the coach's son when the coach only wanted his son to get right, but his son don't even give a fuck that much. You know what I mean? So QJ comes and it's cool, but Coach Smith held his word. We play our first Adidas circuit, and I mean right away we play in a hoop group at Boo Williams, and we're playing like all the top Under Armour teams. Mm-hmm. And instantly, he's like, yeah, get out there. Like, you're playing type of thing. So then we get to our first Adidas circuit, and it was the same thing. Like, meet starts. It was me, Jalen Forrest, Dennis Smith, Isaiah Maurice, and Iron Minute. Like, that was the five type of thing. And we playing, and I'm talking like first few games, we all filling each other out, had some decent games or whatever. And Coach Q is kind of, upset because QJ is like coming off the bench. He's not, main role. He feels like he should kind of be.
He's not better than none of them, though. No disrespect.
He wasn't like no disrespect, but it's just off the strength that like that's just the way Q was, Coach.
But
Q.
you came over here. That makes no logical sense.
Again, it was just the way he was because he believed in his son, and that's he should. Because QJ was super talented, but he just OD'd a lot. I'll say that. Just kind of overbearing sometimes. But I remember like it was yesterday, very last game of our first Adidas circuit. We're playing Dream Vision. They had Chase Jeter, who ended up going to Duke. They had Paris. I think it's like Paris Bolton. I forgot his last name. Went to Boise State. He was my point guard matchup, and then they had the kid Tyler something. He ended up going to Oregon. Yeah. So they had, and then the other kid, their fourth man, ended up going to Arizona. So they had like literally high major from top to bottom, right? We play them. Junior has 36. I have 33. Snapped, like go crazy. And from that point on, Coach Q ended up leaving. Took QJ with him. They go to another AAU team. We finish out team loaded. Me and Dennis are like top 2 scorers for the rest of the season, type of thing. Forrest will sneak in there every now and again. He was dealing with some injuries as well. But Forrest was so nasty at that time too. We got some footage on YouTube that got sent to us from Vegas. Dennis he goes to USA camp. So another cool story. We in Vegas for the Adidas 64. We go to Vegas. As soon as we land in Vegas, Dennis take another flight to go to like another facility type thing to do his tryout for the USA team type of thing for like the under 21 or not under 21, excuse me, like under 18 team at the time, something like that. And we played like 3 or 4 days in the tournament without him. And it's just a film of like me and Forrest doing Jaylen Brown and Game Elite type on YouTube. Like we don't know who it came from, none of that, but like we got to play without him. So like we was deep, bro. We had a lot of exposure. I mean, every game we playing. Like,
Forrest is very, Forrest is very, very, very cold, bro. Yeah. Like he even though he's done a lot and has gotten like, he's earned everything he has, he's still very, very underrated. He's definitely cut.
And let me say, like he's still cooking. I get videos on the daily and the snap from him. He's still cooking. He's overseas right now in Denmark doing his thing. So
shout out to Jalen Forrest, bro. Shout out to Jalen Forrest for sure. He's definitely like that.
So coming from a regular AAU team to playing on the gauntlet, what was your biggest adjustment like?
Oh, just honestly everything. The way I walk, the way I talk, the money I had in my pocket. Like I'm talking about like dress head to toe in Adidas, and granted that was a down year in gear as far as because like and this will start the story of everything got better after I left. I made it all better. Yeah. But the first year I'm there, I had like t-shirts. I had enough gear to be like on the gauntlet or whatever. But most of the teams had like full sweatsuits, bags, the whole 9, hats, shoes, socks, walking shoes, the whole 9. A lot of that I bought, and then shout out to Dennis gave me. Bert gave me like 2 or 3 pair of walking shoes, gave me a couple pair of shell toes. Like looked out because he was plugged in at the time. You know what I'm saying? So he, just looked out for me. We wore the same size. That's how it was. Like we just got it out of the mud. But I feel like that's what made it so good too. Like we won't really spoil like a lot of the other Adidas teams, but flew everywhere. We only drove to one tournament type of thing. Like we flew, and I'm talking about like I'm 17. I'm 17 at that time. I every class 17 at the time. Like flying the games with my best friends type of thing. Like
it looked like it was so much fun.
That was unheard of. And then like to have, like he said, we had a guy coming around with a camera. So we had a documentary, like we had like 3 or 4 episodes, like team loaded North Carolina and Virginia episodes type of thing. So like to go from like barely having coaches in the gym praying that one of the scouts writes a tweet about me to knowing as soon as we get to the gym, our game is going to be packed every time. And I mean, literally, I don't remember many games that year not having at least like 100 people in the gym. And in AAU terms, that's a packed house because it ain't no seating in AAU.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So everywhere we're going, it's like a big multi-court complex. All these really nice places that we're playing at for the gauntlet. So it's like, a lot going on. So yeah, it was just going from that to that. You feel like you leveled up for sure. But it's also a lot more expectations because we had an owner. Like Ty White, he's the owner of Team Loaded.
Yeah.
He's at the game watching like a hawk. And if y'all don't know who Ty White is, very intimidating man. One of the goodest, best men I've ever seen. He does a great job with Team Loaded and John Marshall. I want to shout out John Marshall too. I think they're number one in the country right now for high school.
Yeah.
Like that. That's where Isaiah
John
Todd came
Marshall.
from before he came to
Virginia?
Virginia. Yeah.
I heard of John Marshall.
Been running Virginia for a long time type thing. And I got a lot of love for the Virginia cast because of that year with Loaded because we did a lot with Team Loaded Virginia too.
Mm-hmm.
And remind you, Team Loaded Virginia got Thon Maker. Like, I'm in hotels with Thon Maker every day, like having conversations with him and his brother, like playing around just like we do, like the whole nine at 17. So like that, to go from like I said, my hometown team with my best friends to like, oh, I'm with the hitters. Like I see the behind the scenes that go on.
And
I see
you got your friends with you too. That's lit. That's lit for sure.
And that's the thing. Like I tried my best for any type of platform I had to bring whoever I had with me. Like it was a must that like I can't do it alone. And I've always been like that. I'm an only child, so it's just forced to happen. I gotta have company. Yeah. I gotta have somebody. I don't do well being on my own. Not that I can't, but just a preference. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I was able to do that and it all came together like that, I was very appreciative of that for sure.
So y'all ended up like that summer was just.
Oh, it was bonkers.
It was crazy. No, it was crazy.
Number 2 team in the country. We won a whole bunch of tournaments.
That was insane. And that was insane. But I want to fast forward to now, because I mean we could dive into it, but a lot of the stuff is already highlighted, and it's some things that I want to hit on the head before we run out of time. So I want to fast forward to now. You're a senior at Word of God. Yeah. You're going nuts. Like at this point, you see now that you really put it into perspective for me, it's almost like a mutual respect at this point between you and Dennis Smith Jr.
For sure.
See, from the outside looking in, like it was more so like, oh, Meek Troy, but it's really like this is your backcourt.
I'm not gonna lie, he was like my friend. Like he was like my boy at the time. Like we weren't it wasn't no animosity. Even when we played each other, type of thing. Like it wasn't no animosity because I remind you, like I said, I played him in Upper Room when I was on JV way back then, and he was like 8th grade playing on Trinity JV type of thing. Upper Room played Trinity too type of thing. So I've been like had respect for bro. I always knew he was.
But it was never nothing about being like starstruck. You've been, this is
right.
Nothing.
Because he just like he country boy. Like I always knew like we go down to Fayetteville. That's he the one that's coming up. Like I always knew it was like that. So I had already had respect for him. I had already knew he was gonna do what he did. He just took it to like level extreme.
Bro,
he took. You know what I mean? Bro. So to be able to see that on like a regular basis, bro, and then like to shout out him, bro, like down to earth, one of the funniest dudes I ever been around. Like
my
when you really get to know him, like
my favorite player in the
NBA.
Yeah, I mean everybody. If you know me, you know like bro, that's my favorite.
For sure.
Like his stand up dude, real nigga, and then he just cut different, bro.
Yeah,
like,
just him.
They try to put him.
He's him.
He different, bro. For
he
sure.
ain't changed up for none of that, and I respect that.
So now we're at Word of God, and at this point, I'm talking about a handful of 50 balls. Like it's insane at this point.
Well, that's kind of that's fast forward too, cause like senior year started out. This is all I'll say about the first half, cause it really got started.
To the second half.
It really got started at Glaxo.
Yeah.
For the first half of the season, I was averaging like maybe 15, 20 points. Like I was going between 15 and 20 most of the times, right? But we started out 17-0.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't remember that. We were 17-0 to start the season when we got to the Glaxo.
That's almost the whole goddamn season. Y'all played 17 the first half of the season?
We played like 40 games a year, type of thing. Like we had schedules, and like, bro, I'm talking about my senior year. I'm so hands-on. I'm calling schools myself with Coach Woods, like, yo, let's get you on the schedule, type of thing. Like, put us on the schedule, because that's why we can't skip, bro. We lost our accreditation. You ain't even tell everybody, bro.
I ain't know that.
So Word of God got kicked out the NCISA. That's why they can't compete for another state championship ever again.
This can't be like appealed.
Ever again, it can't be appealed, none of that. So. Again, I don't even know if I can say it legally. I don't want to badmouth nobody, but basically, let's just say some illegal shit going on behind the scenes at Word of God, and they gave them a chance to get rid of the person doing it, and they didn't do it in time, so they ended up snatching our shit, type of thing. And that's why, after I left, that's why Clifton and them was able to do this national schedule and go everywhere and play as many games as they want to, because they're not in the conference anymore. There's no rules. There's no conference rules you got to follow. There's no conference championship or state championship you can do, type of thing. The last time we were able to, really play in a in a like state championship was my junior year. My senior year, I couldn't even do it, and it was very detrimental throughout the season. So, anyways, we deal with that in the beginning of the year. So again, now everybody's down us. Coach Q ends up leaving; he gets fired. Coach Woods now takes over. That was my JV coach. Now, no disrespect to Coach Woods, but he wasn't as basketball savvy as most at the time. But and I give him this credit because a lot of people will joke on Coach Woods a lot. I give him this credit because he was one of like main people that believed in me.
Yeah.
Like as soon as he became a coach, he's like, "Me, this is your team, your show," type of thing. Nobody else's.
Right.
And it correlated because I was the PG, I was the one, and we just had Jalen Harris. He came on, so he was able to find his role. He was exciting, like brought a different element to us than QJ. You know, it was good. So like we started out the season, bro, like just whooping ass. So we get to the Glaxo now, and now everybody trying to come back around. I'm talking old coaches try to come to the Glax. You know, they're trying to come in our locker room. Old players. I'm talking about. I ain't gonna say no names, but we had like some older alumni who I don't really fuck with like that. Didn't really mess with our team. They weren't following our team until they realized, oh, we at the Glaxo. We about to play Taco Fall and Harry and them, and we 17-0, one of the top teams in the state. Like that's now everybody trying to come back. And the main reason why I said I was successful is because when I told Coach Woods to kick them off, get all of the distractions off, he did it. And he trusted me as the leader of the team to do it. Now, that year, I did have a little bit more influence than most, but it was because of what I did. I was just a stand-up dude. Like, I came to school every day. I worked out every day. My grades was good. I did everything. So even when it came to, like, bro, I helped plan our only senior trip in Word of God history. Y'all don't even know that, bro. We went to Atlanta. Like, my whole senior class got us a trip out there. Shout out to Miss Bodie. She helped put it together. Type of thing. Like, you ain't never heard nobody else say they've been on a senior trip at Word of God. Like,
Nigga, Southeast do not.
Exactly.
They do not, nigga. They,
right, bro,
they would've came back pregnant, nigga.
I helped get a whole school trip, bro, and it went perfect. Like, we got to see the Floyd Pacquiao fight while we was down there. Like, the whole night, bro. Worked out great, bro. Like, Atlanta, went to the Coca-Cola factory the whole nine, bro. Like, the shit.
Y'all want to see the Floyd Pacquiao
The way it was set up, we had our hotel, and then right across the street was this big-ass bar, and they had a big old TV right here that they were making people pay to get in, but because we had a bench right outside our hotel, we just sat outside our front and watched across the street.
I thought you meant y'all went to the fight.
Oh,
I was like,
what?
I said, what?
Nah, we weren't balling like that. We watched.
Y'all went to the MGM and did
we
what?
watched the fight, but you could feel the electricity because it's
course.
Floyd and Manny, so like, you know, obviously you could feel it.